What's goody? Welcome to Club Shada episode 192. I hope everybody's good. I hope, why am I not, I'm not hearing myself in this. Oh, much better. Yeah. I hope everybody's feeling good. I hope everybody is in a good spirit. I hope you had a great beginning of the week. It is Wednesday, March 31st. This is Club Shada. You know, that place where I talk about things and I give my opinion based on my experience and as an insider and sometimes as an outsider. And it is brought to you by Shada, the gods of good fortune. This is a beautiful Tout est une illusion hoodie by Shada, designed by moi. I want to acknowledge and say peace to all the new subscribers in this channel. Hello. Anais, Mela, Rich, Alexia, Tatiana, etc. Welcome to the channel. Make yourself at home. I'm testing my brand new Mac Studio computer, so I'm not sure about all the settings, if everything is right. Everything seems to be right. If there's any problem, you let me know, but it seems to be okay. Spotify is running the music in the back, all good. Logos are here, all good. We have way more power now than the Mac Mini. Now went from 8 gigs to 64 gigs memory, 1 terabyte drive, etc. Cost 4 times the amount of money. Thanks to the NFT sales, I could buy myself this little beauty. And listen, I didn't even test it. I edited one vlog today, and the last thing I did was edit. The first thing I'm really doing, like professionally, if I can say, is this show. So hopefully everything's gonna be all right. We won't have any problem. That machine is it's beautiful. It was made for me. That's exactly the machine I wanted. Beautiful. As for my Mac Mini, it will now live inside of my backpack, so I can have it with me anywhere I go, and be always ready to do a show. Even if I don't bring a camera, I can always use my iPhone as a camera. I didn't even open my iPad to make sure that you guys are seeing me. What kind of mistake is that? So, there you go. Channel. Where's my left? There you go. Perfect. Alrighty. Did you vote already? Let me see the votes. Alright. We'll see where the vote ends on at the end. So for those who didn't see, you can vote in the chat for was Will Smith right to slap the shit out of Chris Rock? Yes, protect Jada at all cost. Nah, he lost control. Or I don't give a fuck. Those are the free options. Oh my god, I want to acknowledge our lovely stream royalty, Sirène des Îles, for the month of March, who graced us with a sponsoring of $55. And also all the sponsors out here, don't hesitate. You can give a super chat through in the chat, and it can be $1 to $500 as you wish. Tous les gestes comptent. Like we say. I'm tired. You know what? This is the thing. The internet makes everything so crazy and talks about everything so crazy, and people need to make a meme out of everything, fun and everything, so much that by the time you're done spending 24 hours, you're already tired of a subject. You don't even like, and then people are going crazy about it in the WhatsApp groups. You're having debates with people, and people have opinions, and they're ready to fight with you about those opinions about people they don't know. And so that guy invaded Ukraine and nobody spoke about COVID anymore. COVID was over. Then Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Brown and the war in Ukraine was over. And Kanye will do something because he's going to be like, nobody's talking about me anymore. He's going to find something to say. And yo, you have to understand how to navigate these places and take a lot of 10 steps back, and don't be emotional about these conversations, and don't be religious about them. And an opinion is just an opinion. We are giving opinions on stuff. It doesn't mean that it's gospel, and it doesn't mean that we have to fight about it. It's just opinions, and everybody will see things from a point of view depending of their sensibilities. A lot of the women that I talk to, depending if they are fearless feminists or not, they will be like, what an idiot. Or they will be like, nah, yeah, protect her. And you're like, all right. But you can still engage and have a conversation. You don't need to. You can be civilized, which I guess something most people, yeah, they just want to go crazy about everything. And I mean, I would be tired. My mental health would go nuts. But I'm gonna try, as always, to give you my point of view, which comes from trying to understand how we went there without ever condoning, and at the same time always trying to see the business out of it, because that's how I am. And yeah, but before I do that, I gotta say hi to all my people. Everybody, show me what time it is, where you are right now, with the flag of where you are watching from. Hello Nadia, and everybody, don't listen. Come on, don't be like this. Hi Nadia, like, cut the chat for a second and go leave a like on this video. Come on, 6 likes? Be serious. Hey Jujuzawa, how are you? How are you? Elise Boys, what's goody? Marie, hello. Veronique Bijou, yes, you love Mr. Shada. This I like that. Artis Musicano, what up? You people have long names. Why? Why not just Musicano? Or M-A-N. I'm joking. Oh, my dear cousin, Mountain of Inspiration, I hope everything is good on your side with the family. Greetings to everybody. See, look at that. This is a good guest. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. And don't forget to like the live, please. Nadia's gonna block all of you soon. She's gonna have a special thing when she knows. Oh, my cousin is here. Hey, Ned, how are you? I hope you're good. You know, I have a t-shirt with a map of Africa like this one. I have to send you one in Brussels. It is what it is. I'm telling you, it is what it is. Master Electronic is looking for love. He's gonna show. Comme tu me l'as toujours dit, l'internet, les réseaux sociaux ont donné la possibilité aux haters de se faire entendre et surtout de leur donner l'impression qu'ils sont importants et ont raison. Yep, that's true. I support Will Smith 10,000%. Alrighty. Malcolm Beats was goody. Are you ready for that festival? I really want to go with you. Midnight and 52 in Portugal, where we are. 6:53 p.m. in the US. Cayenne. Oh my God, I miss Cayenne. 8:52, 1 a.m. in Julie's bed. I wonder if it's cold or hot in Julie's bed. É mesmo máquina. 1 a.m. 52 in South Africa, Nadia. Master Electronic is here. Yay. There he is. There you go. There you go. DJ Alma is here. It's goody. I'm glad to know that, my cousin. Exactly. Yeah. Tell him. I don't know what to say. I think it's YouTube's fault because the way they designed their YouTube app, for most people who are watching from a phone, soon as you enter the live, this is what you see. Soon as you enter the live, what you see is this, the live chat. And they should have put the like button somewhere. But no, you have to turn off the chat. Oops. What am I doing? You have to turn off the chat and then go leave a like. Then you have to go there and leave a like. And then you have to go back to the chat. So this is ergonomically, this is not well done. This is not well done at all. You should be able to see the chat and the like, or maybe down there somewhere. Yeah, I mean, these guys are at Google. I don't know how the UI UX team works. Like, they need to hire me. I can show them what they need to do. But yeah, you know. All right. Oh, artiste, mais calme-toi un peu. On n'a pas commencé. Doucement. Doucement. We're gonna do a deep dive. All right. All right. I don't know. I mean, I'm just a friend. So, you know. All right. All right. Listen. Mais, toi d'abord, musique en nous. Tu vois bien ici, tout le monde parle anglais. Tout le monde parle français aussi, mais tout le monde parle... Moi, je parle anglais. Les gens... Pourquoi tu viens nous parler en créole guyanais? Ou en français, cette langue bizarre? Langue des colonies. Non, I'm joking. Tu as peur qu'on voit les fautes d'orthographe que tu fais en anglais? Anyway, listen. Where do I start? First of all, I have to tell you what I did since Sunday. I did absolutely I mean, I started training, I'm dieting, and I watched a movie and I was super disappointed. It's a movie called The Big Bug by Jean-Pierre Jeunet that was on Netflix. And you know, I'm telling you, I mean, I remember seeing Amélie Poulain in the movies, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. So when I saw that he made a movie for Netflix, I was super excited. And I mean, I watched the whole movie, but I mean, my high expectation was because it was him. And the movie was, yeah, it was not, you know, I don't know. Listen, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you my opinion. And of course, you're going to give me your opinion. And, you know, if there's something. What up, Luis? To me, there's a lot of ways to see this. A lot of people are looking at this whole situation in an emotional point of view. A lot of women are like, oh my God, I would love somebody to defend me like this. Au diable l'Oscar. And a lot of people are saying, yo, what an idiot, what are you doing that? And me, I'm looking at this as a businessman, and also as a man, and also as a married man, and also as somebody who has been with somebody that was toxic at some point in my life. I met some toxic people, and I also look at it from somebody who has a family name that I have to protect, and somebody that has an image that I'm not pretending to be perfect, but I have an image of a good guy who loves his family, etc. And all these are things that you are not trying to get stuck in there and be the prisoner of your image, but at the same time, some people will view you a certain way and will kind of not force you to be that person, but will kind of put you in a role where you cannot leave at a point. It happens to a lot of people. So let me tell you the first thing that came to my mind. You know the first thing that came to my mind? Let me show you. The first thing that came to my mind was sorry. The first thing that came to my mind was this image. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And I'm gonna tell, if I can remove that shit from here, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh my God, what is, all right, there you go. All right. I'm gonna tell you why this is the first thing that came to my mind. That's another thing that a lot of people are saying. Listen, I'm gonna tell you the first thing that came to my mind. Zinedine Zidane became the most famous French football player in a country, France, where every time you turn on the TV, somebody has something to say against the people from the suburbs, the people who don't have money, the people who come from North Africa and the Muslims. For the 32 years that I live in France, they never stopped having debates about Arabs, Muslims, these people are in our country, blah, 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 etc., etc. And there's like a little smell of in the country of freedom and fraternity and liberty, the little smell of racism all the time. And when you turn on TV in France, me as a kid, when I arrived in France at 7 years old, when I used to turn on TV, I didn't think about it early at 7 years old. But the more I grew up, the more I was like, damn, those people on TV that don't look like me. And it took a lot of time to see diversity in French television. And one day, around 19, I went to see a friend of mine who lived in the UK. And when I arrived there, the guy at the bank not only was black, he was also gay. His suit was purple, and he had long dreadlocks going to his ass. And I was like, what's going on here? And the guy was working at the bank as like a bank manager. And I was like, what? Because out there in France, you cannot even have earrings to work at a bank. You could not even have a piercing, a nose piercing to work at fucking KFC when there's only black people going at that time. And so that's where we grew up in. And then through football, we had one of our first heroes. Zinedine Zidane became the best football player in the whole wide world, but in France, in the French team, Zinedine Zidane was everything. And great career, amazing moves, amazing football player. And then one day there was the game against Italy, and it was his last game. And because it was his last game, he kind of coming from the ghetto, being a North African, and arriving up there and gaining the respect from everybody in France, and even the racist people. Everybody was like, yeah, you French now, amazing. And this was his last game, and everybody was rooting for him. Everybody was, look at you, like, last game. Everybody was emotional. Oh my God, like, this whole career, amazing career, and this is the last game. And all you had to do was try to kick one goal and then finish your game as, finish your game as the best player that France had seen at that time. And then once the match was over, everybody would cry and everybody would say, "Bravo, Zinedine!" And you would just leave the terrain like a king and continue your career and become the great trainer that you are, etc., etc. And that's all he had to do. And then World Cup final 2006, that Italian guy comes out of nowhere. I mean, it's not out of nowhere. They are, those guys are playing against each other, and he tells him something. Apparently, nobody knows what he said, but he told him something racist. And Zidane was never somebody where there was things that we said about him, problems, etc. He was like Yeah, that guy where you're happy that this is the guy who represents us, because it's not that he's perfect, but you don't hear him in the problems, you don't see him in the etc, etc. So once he's done with this career, everybody's happy. But that guy told him whatever he told him about his mom or his country or whatever racist stuff he told him, the Italian other player, and boom, he gave him a thank you. Materazzi told him whatever he told him, and boom, he gave him a headbutt. We say headbutt, right? And the referee came and poof, red card, leave the terrain now. And that's how his career ended in the French team. And that's horrible, because that was the end of his career. And all you had to do was keep it together and break his legs after the game or something. But right now, in front of the whole wild world, all you had to do was keep it together. And maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the fact that it's your last game, all these emotions that are coming before this, and then we lost the final. And that's how his career ended inside of the French team. And to me, I was sad. Not for me. I was sad for him. I was sad for him because I was like, damn, you fucked it up. You fucked it up just now, the day that you should have just keep it together. And yeah, listen, it's been more than 15 years now. Everybody forgot this incident, but it will be forever the end of his career. Was tainted at that moment. All right. So that's what I thought first. Ooh, the chat is heavy. I like this. Let me see what you guys are saying. Some people didn't like. I don't like this. Yeah, happy life, happy wife, happy life. That's true. The joke was offensive. Right. Nobody knew the Oscars was happening. Yeah, we were doing our club shout out. We didn't care. But this is not an excuse to me, right? But don't worry, I'm coming. I'm gonna land. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna take my time. Chris Rock would have not made that joke to a white woman. I mean, I don't know what you guys think is offensive in that joke, but all good, all good. Imagine you start punching or slapping everyone at the talk and say something you don't like. Yeah, how do we do? Well, listen, let me continue. Because if I follow the chat, that's for sure. Of course. Yeah. All right, listen. But do you understand what I mean by what I'm saying? We are here, and I see all you guys in the chat. You are just giving comments. You are like reacting. I'm not reacting. I'm explaining to you how it feels when you worked your whole life for one moment. You see what I mean? When you work your whole life for one moment and you fuck it up because of whatever. something makes you fuck it up, and the moment is ruined forever. And the question here, and everybody will decide for themselves how they feel about it, right? So, thank you so much, Irene Desil, and welcome to Club Shada, and thank you for 10 Canadian dollars. What I mean here, and what I'm interested in, is not is Will Smith right? Is Will Smith wrong? Was the joke funny? Was the joke not funny? Was the joke offensive? Was the joke not offensive? Nobody can decide for you how you take a joke. Nobody can decide for you. Everybody will, depending on where they come from and how they view something, if they're a man or woman, if they will find it funny, not funny, or and a lot of people will want to find it funny or not funny just because they want to be right, they want to be wrong, they want to listen. I'm not here to argument. I'm not in the body of people. I can only tell you how I feel for me. But I don't really care about all that. What I'm interested in is how did we get there? How did we get there? And that's where it's interesting. I don't know if you know about my theory about the parachute. The theory of the parachute is a theory where, you meet somebody and that person tells you, I love you so much that I would jump with you out of a plane without a parachute. And you're like, word, I love you so much myself that I will jump with you without a parachute. And then she tells you, or he tells you, let's do it now. And you both run to a plane. You go up there without a parachute and you both jump. And we will be reborn stars, or we will be reborn, our two souls will be the same star, etc. And then that person look at you while you are both dying, jumping to your death, and tells you, I changed my mind. And they have a parachute and they go back and you like, and you die alone. And so that's the thing here. That's exactly what you're saying, urban sweet spot. That's exactly what I said. It will all depend where you live, where you take it from, and not all the women in the US will think it was problematic, etc. Some people want to protect comedians at all costs. Some people don't. So your opinion is yours. And the opinions of some black women is not the opinion of all the black women in the US. I don't agree with that. But this doesn't matter. The question here is how we got there. And what is interesting to see, in my opinion, is I'm going to start with something that is very important for me. For me, Will Smith has had and always will have my support. He's a hero. He's one of my childhood heroes. He's somebody that I look up to as an example of somebody who made it from back in the days when I used to listen to him as a rapper, doing Parents Just Don't Understand, and how Summertime will always be my jam back in 92. Some of his songs take me back to my childhood. And then he became a movie star. Then all these movies from Independence Day, the blockbusters, and then all his career is an amazing construction, and it's something as a creative and as a businessman and as a creative is something that I will always respect. And to me, the fact that he slapped one of his brothers in arms and they know each other for years and years and years, even if I believe that it's a mistake, I don't believe that it's the end of the world. I don't believe it's the end of his career. I just believe that, to me, I see it the same way I see Zidane's mistake. Because I'm not an emotional person. A lot of people are emotional out there on the internet. A lot of people, they go to the internet to react. They go to the internet to yell about something. They wake up, oh my God, oh yes, ah! And they comment everywhere. They're like, you should be this, you should be that. When it doesn't change nothing of my life, personally. Slap, no slap, I don't give a fuck. But I can imagine when you've worked 50, he's 53, didn't work for 53 years, but when you worked for the last 35 years, from your being a teen to being one of the staple of an industry, and I don't know if I don't know if the Oscars were an objective for him, but I believe it is. A lot of people want to say that, who cares about the Oscars? He does. He cares. He cares, and they shown because they've been pissed of not being nominated for a lot of things. And the thing is this: if I worked my whole life for this moment, and not just this moment, but my career, feed my family, etc. But in my head one day, as I'm starting to be an actor, as I'm becoming one of the biggest actors of the world, this Oscar that people love to diminish when they want, and if there was no incident, everybody would be like, oh my God, he got an Oscar, that's amazing, wow, yeah, we're proud of you. But because he fucked it up, everybody's like, who cares about the Oscars? No, he worked for years and years and years building his name, building everything he built, to be recognized by his peers. Oscars, the Academy. And on that day, all he had to do was keep it together. Keep it together for another hour. And he could not. And there's reasons why. It's not because of a joke. The joke is not offensive. Don't come to me with, America, I don't care. This bullshit. The joke didn't offend him. And he probably didn't offend his wife. His problem dates from way, 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 way back. Will Smith needs a hug from all of us. He needs a hug from all of us, and he needs all of us to say, we sorry. Because I'm going to tell you something. I've been a celebrity since I'm 18. Or maybe before. But let's say the past 20 years. 30. Fuck. The past 30 years, I've been living in the public eye. And before that, I was in the public eye because my parents are famous themselves in Congo. My family name is famous. And my whole life, I had to be careful of what I do, what I say, what I tweet, not only because I'm Kaysha, not only because I have a family to protect, but also because I have a family name and parents that whatever I do, people can use against them. I got a lot of people in my family who are in politics, and I have to be careful in everything I say. So, in a way, yes, it is complicated. And some people say, well, you're lucky. Some people will say, yeah, it's complicated. And I can relate where whatever happens in your life, if you have to show up and smile on a live show, on TV, in a ceremony, etc., it can wear you off. Now imagine if for the last 30 months, since before the pandemic or during the pandemic, I don't remember, the whole internet turned you as a joke, and everybody has been posting memes, everybody has been insulting your character, everybody has been calling you a simp, an idiot, a this, a that. And you smile. And this is not me interpreting. This is his words. I have to accept the bullying and the abuse and keep smiling. And you can take it as the abuse of the public. You can take it as the abuse of the professionals. You can take as both. And I would add the abuse of his wife. Because, and I love both of them. I respect both of them. I like what they do. I've always enjoyed their work, but I'm more a Will Smith person. And I'm not trying to make it about bashing her, even if some people are. Oof. But the thing is, sometimes a moment is not your moment. Sometimes when the moment happens, you are not just representing yourself. You're representing a lot of people, whether you want it or not. Some people are going to feel that they represent you. That's why I was talking about Zidane. On that day, Zidane represented every single Algerian and Moroccan, North African in France that day. And everybody was rooting for him, and everybody was emotional for him. And somehow, when he made that mistake, and that mistake didn't remove all his legacy. And to me, it's the same thing for Will. What happened 2-3 days ago will now remove Parents just don't understand. Summertime, I'm the rapper, he's the DJ. Will now remove all the music video, getting jiggy with it, Men in Black, etc. Ali, all these movies. He will not remove all these movies. He will not remove everything he did. It is just fucking this moment. And listen, some people will say, that was the most important moment of your career. You don't know. Maybe the most important moment of his career was the first movie. Maybe it was this, maybe it was that, maybe it was the most important moment of his life is the birth of his children. Who knows? But this moment is a very, very important moment in an artist's career. When I won the Best African Artist in the Cora Awards in 2000 and when was it? Dating there. In 2001, I think. In front of Nelson Mandela and Michael Jackson. Yo, this was an amazing moment. And I was interviewed on CNN and the whole world knew me and my parents were proud of me and the whole Congo was proud of me. Imagine if somebody decided to slap somebody for whatever reason that day and make that day about him. How selfish it would be. Because not only you fuck your day, but you also fuck my day and every other people. Samuel L. Jackson, first time getting an Oscar, finally after all these years. Quest of the Roots, getting an Oscar. All these people finally getting acknowledged and nobody talks about it. Nobody cares. Why? Because of a stupid G.I. Jane joke? Get the fuck out of here. Listen, sometimes, and he knows, that's why he apologized, or whoever on his team apologized, because they know. That's why, and listen, he was there crying, saying, yeah, you know, King Richard told me that, Richard William, he sent a message. He said, no, I don't agree. That's not what I would have done. That's not what I taught my daughters. I taught my daughters that you have to keep it cool. And violence is only for self-defense. And listen, you could have waited 5 minutes, interruption, go backstage, talk to Chris. Because you don't even know if he knew about the whole alopecia thing. You don't know. You don't know if he knows. And it's not that big of a deal. But the problem is, it's been 3 years that all of us on the internet have been mocking him for the entanglement thing. And it's been another 3 years that his wife is going on the IKEA table and telling everything about his couple. And this is a man, in my opinion, who spent the last 30 years or being Mr. Perfect. Being Mr. Perfect and trying to give to the world an image of him and his family as the perfect family and him being the perfect person. And I believe it all starts with, and I believe what we've seen is not the joke. I believe what we've seen is just somebody who just arrived to his limits of faking it. He could not fake anymore. And listen, nobody knows what Jada told him on that moment, but there's some very interesting, if you people stop being about the moment and try to go back in time and understand what he's been going through with his relationship, listen, it's funny how people say, yeah, but she had this, she had alopecia, everybody knows she sold it at the Red Table. I don't watch the Red Table. There's a lot of people who don't know. A lot of people learned that night. Me was like, listen, she has been short hair a long time before. And when you go back and check her videos about it, what does she says? She says that she prefers laughing about it and it's okay, and she cut her hair and she's like she just want to be part of it. And listen, all of us men, when we start losing our hair, I think that's the medical term as well, right? And listen, happens. I understand for a woman it's different because listen, hair is part of the femininity, beauty, etc. Depending on, like, some women prefer short hair. I understand that not being able to choose how your hairstyle gonna be. Yeah, I mean, listen, I used to have some nice long curly hair, do my jerry curls, etc. But then all these relaxing started burning those parts. And yeah, me too. I have to stay like this now unless I go to Turkey. I understand that. But the thing is this. Listen to this quote from Zidane. Zidane is so this comes from the book, right? This comes from the book. Do you know that the reason why Will Smith decided to always be Mr. Perfect, Mr. Smiling, and whatever is the adversity, whatever is whatever goes on, to always put up a smile? It comes from him feeling like a coward because his daddy used to beat the shit out of his mom. His dad used to beat his mom, and he felt that he could never protect her all this time, and he felt guilty all this time. And then he decided to become this persona, and he never left like that little kid. That's step one. Step two, something you learn in his book, is that he really regretted when his son asked for emancipation after the failure of one movie. I forgot, After Earth, that movie. That was, a bad movie. And I think when his daughter Willow went to talk to Zidane about the emancipation and said, yo, what, you want to do this? Like, come on, daddy's sad about this. You know what? Willow, when she was 10, told her mom. She was 10. Willow told her mom, daddy has a picture of a family in his mind, and it's not us. Another thing, so imagine, keep all these points one by one, and you will arrive to this moment where you fuck up the most important moment of your career as an actor. When he met his wife she told him from the get-go, bro, I like the gangster guys. To me, like, it's Tupac. Like, if you're not like a Tupac guy, you're too cool, you're too smiley. But the guy fought for her. And then something that she said, she comes from a family of swingers. She comes from a family of people that they don't see marriage as something that is a prison. And listen, I respect that. You do you. And he had to accept that and go into the lifestyle because he loved her so much. Now, I fell in love once with somebody, and I didn't. There's some things that were not the things that I was raised to accept. But I love the girl so much that I accepted some things, and I even had to lie to my parents about her because I loved her so much. It was nothing crazy, but there was some situations that I didn't reveal to my parents just because I didn't want my parents to judge her because I loved her so much. But imagine now that I'm a public person and I'm walking with her, and I know the situation is like something that is always here. And a lot of people who are not public persons, they don't understand what you live when you are a public person, and now you have some secrets that you have to keep, because at the same time you want to be the public person, and at the same time you want to keep the person you love. Now imagine the person you love. You are, again, this is not me, that's him saying. He was petrified at the thought of Jada and Tupac. That's from his book. He was horrified just of the thought of, he was like super jealous of that relationship. And even when Tupac died, she kept crying every year, every birthday, every etc. about him. And you know what he did every time? He smiled. He kept the smile. She said, open things. So he had to accept that lifestyle because he loved her so much. And at the same time, he had to be Mr. Perfect, that he decided in his head that he wanted to be Mr. Perfect with the perfect family. And then he had to go and give this image to the public. And it's very interesting. When you live in the public eye, we sometimes take decisions for the public, and then we have to live with those decisions, because once you have millions of people who look up to you and look up to your family as this perfect family that you have in your head, but that's not the reality, but this is what you are giving to the people, then when the entanglement thing happens, everybody is yelling, everybody is making fun of you or insulting your wife that you love, just because you didn't tell the truth in the beginning, because you wanted to be accepted in some spaces, etc., whatever your reason is. Because if you said to everybody from the beginning, listen, we have an open marriage, we this, we that, she does what she wants, I do what I want, but as a family, we're a unit, we are best friends. When the entanglement things happen, nobody has nothing to say, because everybody knows. So this is the thing where you start living in a contradiction. And if you live in a contradiction for 30 years, when they separated themselves, again from the book, when they separated themselves was on her birthday. When she got 40, for 3 years, he was like creating this perfect husband birthday party, creating for her. So after that, from his book, he visited a tantric sex expert and turned to drugs because she mocked the party. You know what this makes me remember? I have a friend of mine who was so in love with this girl, but all she kept doing was telling him that he was not enough and that he would never be enough. And instead of leaving, he thought, let me have a kid. And even after the kid, she kept saying the same shit. So then she was like, oh, you're not enough for me sexually. What? What can I do? I want you and your best friend. What? Okay, let's do it. Did it. And it was not enough. And then the more she asked, the more she put the level here, the more he jumped. The higher he jumped, the higher she put the barrier, and etc. Happened to me. I was about to give the date. No. Years ago, more than 20 years ago, I had this girl. I really loved her. And she kept trying to find ways to make me live in a certain way. And instead of saying, listen, I don't love you, or you're not my, she kept, oh, I don't like guys who dress too hip hop. I like you baggy jeans. That's not my thing. I start wearing slim jeans. Yeah, but the way your haircuts. I was cut my hair. This, yeah, but this, and then every time she would say something, I would jump on the top. I was like, oh, you don't like this? Okay, no problem. I don't like guys who wear hoodies. Well, no problem. Start wearing shirts. I don't like this. Start doing that. I don't like that. Etc. etc. And at a point, I remember that one day she just came out of nowhere and she said, my mother dreamed of you, and in her dream your blood was not pure, so we cannot be together. I'm sorry, it's over. My mother told me, and it was over. And I was depressed. It was horrible. Actually, I wrote a song, Si Tu veux de moi, about that girl. And some people are such good people, good persons. Will is a good man. Some people are such great men that they refuse to let you go when they love you. And no matter how toxic you are, no matter how crazy the relationship is, no matter how flawed it is, when they decide you the one, they will do everything to keep you. And you end up accepting to live the way that person wants to live, even if it's against everything you learned, against everything everything your parents taught you, just because you are infatuated with that person and in love so much that you will accept everything, including things that are like against like your tribal, your inner core, like what you've been taught. But when you're in love with somebody, when you are with somebody and that person is under your skin, you're gonna stop accepting stuff. You're gonna stop accepting second girlfriends, kids on the side, this, that, entanglements. You're gonna start accepting to live a life of open marriage, etc. But because in the reality, in deep down in your heart, you don't accept it, what you do, you keep the facade and you smile. You smile for the public because deep down you are ashamed of the mess that is in there. But if you smile enough, if you do big movies enough, if you do amazing things enough, nobody will know. I've been there. I've been in those situations where in the same time I have a show, I'm smiling. This is an amazing show. then 10,000 people are yelling my name, and at the same time, I'm depressed because of a girl. And like, soon as the show is over, I'm back to sending messages like, why you don't reply to me? Why? What did I do? Please. I'll do anything. I want this. Yes. As long as, listen, you see this Buddha? If you look at old photos of me, I used to have two. I used to have exactly two of these necklaces with Buddhas. And I remember one day before a show, I said, I hold my two Buddhas, and I was like, I don't want to lose her. Like anything, but I don't want to lose her. Like, I would accept anything, but I don't want to lose her. And you know what? During my show, some fan grabbed my necklaces and they exploded on the stage, and the only thing I found on stage was this. I bought a new chain, but that's the only thing I found was this. The other one disappeared, and I had those for 20 years, I think, and I don't even remember where I got them online. I don't even know where to find them again, right? And there was a message. That was a message. It was like my karma saying, okay, you don't want to lose her. You lose a little bit of your soul. And that's exactly what happened. I didn't lose her, but damn, I lost a lot of things to stay with her, including my dignity. But to the public, I was Mr. Sexy Boy, Mr. Kaysha, pretty boy. I was there, like nobody knew. Some people were looking at my post at that time, and they were like, he's going through it. He's sad. Oh, listen, my posts were very like dark. The things I was saying in the post, they were dark. And some people were some fans were sending me private messages. They were like, listen, whatever you're going through, man, like, it's not worth it. But to me, at that time, it was worth it. I was blind and in love. Now imagine if then you start having kids with that person who never really loved you, because that person doesn't know how to love. And you tell that person, I'm not talking about Will, I'm talking about myself. That person, and I'm talking about Will too. That person tells you, no, you tell that person, this is not love. And the person replies to you, that's the only way I know how to love. And just the idea of letting that person go kills you inside. You just... And so, he revealed that he turned to ayahuasca 14 times, visited a tantric sex expert after temporarily splitting with Shada Speak in 2011 in his book. The duo called it quits after her 40th birthday party when Smith hosted a 3-day celebration for her partner in Santa Fe. And at the time, he made a documentary for the celebration. He included recording of his wife, late grandmother, and he hired her favorite artist to do some custom painting, golf event, a surprise performance by Mary J. Blige, and then I was the perfect husband. And his wife asked him to cancel the rest of the weekend plan. She said, cancel it now. Cancel the party. He called the party the most disgusting display of ego I have ever seen in my life. And then he told him, I retire for trying to make you happy. That's when he's 40 years old. They've been together already decades at that moment. After this incident, Smith said that he visited Trinidad where he met a counselor who specialized in sensual sexuality, etc., etc. I know exactly what he goes through, what he felt at that moment. And this is what a lot of women go through, a lot of men go through. But you guys can go through that anonymously. We still have to go perform. We still have to go smile. We still have to go do the photos with the fans. We still have to go in the studio. We still have to go work for the clients. We still have to do movies. We still have to do the things we have to do. That's the difference. And you still have to smile for the people. And then there was the interesting moment of the Red Table Talk. And when she started doing the Red Table Talk, she decided to hey Trish, it really was the Red Table Talk. She decided to talk about, what up Ralphie, I saw you. I just trying to not lose because I'm all over the place. During the Red Table Talk, she did a show when she wanted to talk about her and her flaws and be honest about herself. The problem is, remember what her daughter said at 10 years old. At 10 years old, she said, my father has a vision in his head of the family, and we are not that family. That's what her daughter said. So he, in his head, constructed a perfect persona of his family and him and all that for the public and for the career and etc. And he lived in a contradiction for a lot of time, and a lot of people heard stuff. A lot of people who are insiders heard for a long time about them being an open, him having his girls sometimes, her, etc., etc. But he was behind closed doors the whole time until the entanglement. And when she decided to be with her son's friend, that singer, and take him in, he was like, you do what you want, because at that point he didn't care anymore. He was like, that's what she does sometimes. Yeah, she's gonna get herself somebody. She lives on her side of the house, or we have many houses. She goes there, whatever. We have our rules of how we do this. Listen, as long as the whole world know how you work, nobody cares. But if the whole world believes you are the persona that you've been building for 20 years, 30 years, and all of a sudden they see this guy coming out of nowhere saying, oh, you agree, and then you don't, and now you're in contradiction in front of the world, and now the whole world is mocking you. The same fans that you worked to entertain for 25 years, all these people, they are posting stuff, they are laughing about you, everybody's there, the entanglement, everybody, making you a meme. And you know what he did? He went on the top of a mountain, he went on the top of a bridge, he went there, and he became the number one Instagram person, smiling, joking, smiling. Because in his head, he thought that he could bury all that under the smiling and the entertainment and the fake image. And her, I don't know what's in her head, I don't know her. I cannot speak for somebody I don't know. I know what she said. She's been saying in her show that she's a work in progress. They've been saying that their marriage is a failure, but that they decided to stay a team. A lot of people do this. A lot of people, they listen, they just partners in life because of the kids, because of the house, because of the investments, but they both went their separate ways in their heart long time ago. And if you are not in the public eye, listen, I know a lot of people like this. I know. Listen, I know a couple. They are the parents of a friend of mine. She has her guy, and he has his new girl, and they're all dying together, and they don't care. Like, they're still married, but they're not together anymore, really. And yeah, listen, that's not my lifestyle because of how I was raised, my values from my. But listen, I'm not here to judge how people live their life. It's not my life. I don't care. But when you are in the public eye, the problem is people need to give you their opinion. They tag you everywhere. They talk about your life, about your situations. They post you. They post your photos. Every time you cry, they do a screenshot. They write some shit under, and then they go. And then your wife, every year, she celebrates Tupac's life. She starts crying in every interview. You say Tupac, she starts crying. And you, what you do? Because that's all you can do, because you are now a prisoner of your image. And COVID, everything happened, all that shit happens, and she keeps adding. She talks about their sex life. She talks about how much she never has enough. Listen, that's her life. She's telling her truth. That's her platform. Now she has a platform because she's an actor as well, but she's not as successful as her man who's larger than life. She's here, we here, but she's here, but he's out there. So I don't know if it's a way to finally be me and not be your wife. Listen, I psychologie de comptoir, I'm not gonna do it, but there's this thing where I don't know if he doesn't care about what she says, or if he told her, hey, can you, and maybe she said, hey, listen, I talk about what I want. That's me, this is how I am, I don't care, I want to talk about, this is my show. I don't know their conversations, so I'm not gonna speculate here. But a lot of the conversations that she's been having the past 6 months, the fans of Will Smith or the fans of the couple are like, can she please stop talking about them, about their sexuality, about their couple? Can she stop? And she won't, because that's her show. That's what she does. It's like me. I come here, I talk about me, I give examples of the things I went through to try to give you a perspective on things that happen. And then she keeps talking and talking and talking, and the more he talks, every time she would say something and that the whole internet would go crazy about it, interpret, etc., I would go to his Instagram and see what he does. And I would realize that every time she does it, he does something crazier, some special effects, and he's just happy, smiling, smiling. And listen, trust me, I did shows, and my mother was on the table of operation, and I didn't know if after my show I would look at my phone and I would receive a message from Ivory Coast when she was living at that time, and they would tell me she didn't make it, or she made it. But I still had to go take my plane when I wanted to stay in Ivory Coast because she was getting operated at 8 p.m. and I had a show where I was paid $20K and I had to do it. And I was like, I don't want to go. And she was telling me, go. My father was telling me, go. My sister, everybody was telling me, go. We have this. But I was like, I don't want to go. I want to be there. But I had to go. And I was like, I was in the plane and the doctor was, don't worry, I got this. But I was in the plane, that's 8 hours going back to France. Then another 2 hours in the train, asking yourself, is it a mistake that I went? And what if? And then it's 1 a.m., no news. And I'm not talking about today where everybody has WhatsApp. I'm talking about the times where to have the news, it's either the SMS, but because it's from, you have to go get a card phone and talk. But the business is going on. So you have to go, because if not, you will have to pay money that you may not have in your bank account. So I'm here, I'm performing, I'm smiling, I'm doing the photos, but here in the back of my head, there's an automatic, oh my God, God, please, not this, please, I'm not. But for the people, I got one. And the girls, oh my God, I love you so much. And me, I'm like, I don't want to be here. But I have to be here because I have to be a professional, because my career has been built, all my clientele is built on the fact that I'm a serious businessman and I'm somebody who my engagements, I never miss them. And lucky for me, after the show, I go backstage and my manager tells me she's fine. And I break down crying just after the show. And then she gives me some clear eyes, go from red eyes to super white eyes in 30 seconds, and go back, do the photos and be like, oh, hey, oh, I love you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Can I have an autograph? Yes, of course. And then the show must go on. You guys have no idea what we go through. And we're happy to live this life. But sometimes you don't want to be there. And imagine now if on top of that, your wife goes online and she starts telling your secrets, telling your life, your thing, and destroying the image that you've been building to the world all this time. I'm not saying that's her fault. I'm saying this toxic relation is part of why he's where he is. And his obsession with continuing to pretend, and then the day of age of the internet of today, where everybody wants to tell you what they think, everybody's posting something, you turn on your phone, it's going from everywhere, you turn on the TV, it's everywhere. So everybody's talking about the entanglement, that nigga is doing songs about it, he's doing interviews about it, and you just like, and she tells you, please come to the red table, let's talk about it. And you hear and you're like, and she's like, for me, please. And you're like, I'll do anything for you. So you go, and she's there talking to you about things that you know already. So there was an entanglement, and you're like, what? You're laughing because you're like, oh my God. Okay, tell us what it is. Okay, so, and you saving her ass all the time because she's the one. She's the one. And you don't care about all of us think. She's the one. And she's worth, I don't care, all the memes. But it's still the whole world talking about you. Everybody's mocking you. Every interview talking about the same shit. At a point. So every one of you, you have some responsibility because you posted something. You posted a meme. You sent it to somebody. You received something on WhatsApp. You sent it to somebody. Don't act like you don't have nothing to do with all this. The mental health that a lot of these celebrities right now are going through, Doja Cat, Kanye, all these people, it's you. It's the fans. And it's them deciding that they're gonna fake it because that's how you make it. Yo. So Will Smith fans reacted after Jada Pinkett shared yet more details about their private life. They have been married since 97. She opened up about their sex life in an interview with Gwyneth Paltrow, who was a guest on her Facebook show, The Red Talk. And she said, it's hard. The thing Will and I talk about a lot is a journey. We started this at a very young age, 22 years old. Now it's been 30 years, blah, 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 blah. When it comes to sex, our partner, she talks about their life. And it was an interesting conversation. But was it compatible with the image that he built in his head for us? That's the real question. And is she selfish by wanting to also have her voice and tell her truth because she's her own person? Is it selfish? I don't think so. But is it incompatible with what he's been building for all these years? Yes, it is. So he decided to write a book and tell everything. Will Smith was jealous of Jada's relationship with Tupac. Talk about his wife's childhood friendship, framing it as one of the most extraordinary platonic relationship of all time. However, their closeness made Smith uneasy and he became jealous of the rapper. I was in a room with Tupac on multiple occasions, but I never spoke to him. The way Jada loved Pac rendered me incapable of being friends with him. I was too immature. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if this whole time you hear like you just... So I think he's been a ticking time bomb, in my opinion. And that's why I've been telling you it has nothing to do with the joke. The joke is just the last drop that makes the whole vase explode. It's just... And that's why Chris Rock was like, a G.I. Jane joke? Listen, you guys are funny. Who was it? It was, who was it? Who was telling me that I'm not from America? Urban Sweet Spot. This is funny because 20 years ago, when G.I. Joe came out, it was 20 years ago with Demi Moore. The fact that she shaved her hair to do the role and that she was a woman that proved and she was a strong woman with short hair, everybody was saying it's amazing, wow, like, oh my god, she got her hair like, oh, she's so strong. She was saying G.I. Jane at that time, it was a compliment. So you can take it how you want depending on what you think of the movie or depending on what are your views or what are your propagandas. But I don't think that joke was offensive when he could have... Listen, there's so many offensive things that you could say about those two with everything that she's been spilling and he's been telling in his book. There's so much stuff that you could say. G.I. Jane was, yo, listen, you have short hair. You see what I mean? I understand. I'm not attacking you, Urban Sweet Spot. And I understand what you meant, but I'm just saying that a joke can be offensive depending on who. And it's the same thing with the Dave Chappelle joke or comedians in general. In America, I'm not saying here in Europe, but in America, from what I understand, the comedians, what they do is part of the tradition. They roast the people on the first row. They say something, some jokes here and there, something light, etc., etc. You see what I mean? So it takes you to that place where they do all these jokes to everybody, and it's part of the thing. This thing, that's what comedians do, and that's why people are trying to protect with comedians the fact that they can do jokes, and they know it. So listen, maybe she found it offensive. I don't know. She will like, they're gonna have their red table talk, because let's go to my show. Let's do it about me. Let's listen. I think, and again, like I said in the beginning, for those who were not here, I had support for Will Smith. I have support for Will Smith, and I will continue supporting Will Smith, because what he needs is love from all of us, because a lot of us have been laughing at him, etc., and what he needs is to feel the love from all the people who love him and who grew up with him. Even if we are disappointed, listen, I've been disappointed with, you can be disappointed as your mom, as your dad, as your brother, as your best friend, because we all do mistakes. So I don't believe that he should be canceled, because I hate cancel culture. Anybody who say you have to cancel somebody, I'm not in their crew. So, but still, I believe that this moment was selfish because of everything that was, when you look at the big picture, because of everything that was in jeopardy, the whole thing. So whether you think the joke was offensive, not, etc., it's really up to you. Like, I cannot decide for other people. I can only decide for me. I can only decide for me as my point of view. And when I decide for me, I don't decide for all men. And when a woman decides for her, she doesn't decide for the rest of the women. She decides for her. A lot of people in this world and on the internet, they think that their opinions represent the opinions of black women or white women or this group or that group or French people or whatever. No, your opinion is yours. And if everybody took a little bit of humility and realized that an opinion is just an opinion, and we can agree on opinions and we can not agree on opinions, and it's cool. It's cool. Like, it doesn't mean that we are enemies. We just agree, disagree. We feel something for one thing, we and others we don't. We think something is offensive, we think it's not. Yeah, it's your opinion will vary. It's your mileage will vary. That's the expression. It's because it's something that is personal. But I truly believe, as a little bit of my experience and a little bit of my business perspective, I really think that I had a conversation with my wife about this whole conversation, and I asked her, what do you think about this? And she was like, it was offensive, and he was right. Defend your woman at all costs. If this happened to me, I wish you would do this. And And I was like, yeah, but what if it's the most important day of my, or it's, you see what I mean? It's my moment, like just that moment. I just want that moment. Like, I've been doing everything for you these last 30 years and keeping a smile, whatever you do. And this is just my moment. Like, can I have this moment? Oh, fuck the Oscars. Like, fuck that. It's just a prize. And I was like, okay. Okay, that's your opinion. And she told me, if it was me and I was about to get a prize or something, and somebody said something about you, anything about you, I would just go and slap the person. And I told her personally, if it was your day and whatever is said, I mean, as long as it's not abuse, right? Somebody makes a joke, whatever. I know you are about to explode because of whatever, and I see that you about to stand up. I would just put my hand on yours and tell you, this is your day. Like, I would protect you from doing the mistake. And I would protect you from protecting me and making it worse. Because right now, everybody has been talking about it for 48 hours. And everybody has your wife's name in their mouth. And you hear about, you're forced to do apologies. And nobody cares about the Oscars anymore. Everybody talks about the slap and like, and you're like, if you think about it, that was actually counterproductive to act emotionally instead of just wait and go talk to the person and not make it about and give weapons to your enemies and have people see the cracks, and then instead of rejoice, being happy about you finally receiving your distinction. One of the, I think it's the 5th black man that has this in the US. What country? I mean, France is not better, but, and you hear crying, having to explain, King Richard have done that. Listen, you are not that man. Stop talking for him. And he said, no, I wouldn't have done it. So you wrong. And it means that you about to explode and she didn't protect you. Listen, things happen. We are all humans. So I'm not here lecturing people. I think I'm a person that really have cold. I've been in a lot of situations where I kept my cool. I think I can really keep my cool. And I can just, but that's me. Other people, it depends. And I think that if he went that far, he's a veteran in the industry. He's not somebody who just learned about the industry and the codes and the things that you can do and not do, and etc. I think he knows. So I believe that the reason why he just explode are not just a joke. I believe that it's all these things that I've been telling you for the last hour. I believe it just arrived to the point where the cracks are just about to explode, and that's why I was kind of disappointed for him. Because of the moment and because of how everybody's talking about him today, when he's really somebody that I respect as a businessman, as an artist, as a family man. I love the fact that he put his family on top of everything, but I believe it was a mistake. That's me. That's just my opinion, and it's just one opinion among millions of others. And it's kind of a thing where you understand the train of thought, and I was looking at her face, and I listen. I don't want to put malice on her like a lot of, but it felt like she wasn't phased about this whole thing. She was not. She was just. She was smiling. She was just like almost somebody looking at you and saying, "See, yeah, you wanted to be here. Yeah, now we're here. Look, yeah, there you go." And listen, I'm not gonna say she doesn't support him. I think they are just like they said in one of their Red Table Talk. Our imperfect thing, it's theirs. They decide to stick together, but I think he needs a lot of love, a lot of therapy, and right now he needs to disconnect from the internet because everybody's in. All the comedians are outraged because it's him. And you know, us black men, America in the enemy, and you do like that's a mistake. When you see the big picture, on the moment, the thing, emotional people, and that's interesting because after having the conversation with my wife, she was telling me, yeah, we different. I'm an emotional person. So I'm thinking emotionally about what it means to me, etc., etc. When you are a very logic and cold person, so before making an action, I need half a second to think 10 steps of the consequences of an action, and I'm gonna be like, and trust me, I've been in so many situations. So listen, I have some people. I don't have a lot of people that I don't like, but there's this one guy. Oh, listen, we were in an award show, and I was not even winning anything, so it was not my day. But if I could slap him in the mouth, and I would not slap. But and listen, the lack of respect was, to me, as somebody who value and love music, the lack of respect that this person did, all I wanted was to punch him in the face in front of everybody and in front of the cameras and say, please, somebody call the cops. I really wanted to assume it, to make a statement, to make a point. But I didn't even do this with my hands. When I saw him passing, was just like, karma will take care of you. I don't have to. It doesn't have to be about me. I don't have to dirty my hands with you. And I'm not a violent person, first of all. So I believe that conversations, but now listen, my father's a diplomat, so I have this in my blood. I will always go to diplomacy until the last resort. Or if it's not diplomacy, I will just be a snake and make sure that there's a hole somewhere on your way. But you know, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, it's complicated, and it goes with so many ramifications, and I think it's always a very interesting conversation. It goes to a very interesting conversation about those who believe that comedians should have limits. Others think that they should not. Like, the world is ever changing. The things that we could not do yesterday, we can do them today. And some things that we could do yesterday, yes, that's what I said. The things that we could do yesterday, we can't do them anymore today. It's People are changing. Every generation comes with their rules. If you are from an older generation, you're always going to say that it was better before, or back in the days we could do this, or we could talk like this, and today we cannot call something the way we used to call it. It is what it is. I just believe that as long as people can have the conversation without hating each other, and disagreeing without hating each other, and not forcing everybody to speak the way they speak. Because a lot of people, as somebody who grew up in France, born in Africa, but then grew up in France, I have a lot of words that I've learned when between 15 and 25, a lot of expressions that we use that the intent was never malicious, but because some groups, whatever groups, decide one day that no, you cannot say this because it hurts me, or it is hurtful, or it is malicious, or whatever. I don't care about your intent. All of a sudden, a lot of us who have been speaking a certain way for ages, there's some things that some people say we cannot say because they don't want to, and they want us to speak the way they speak. And some people will adapt. Some people will accept some things. Some people won't accept others. Some people will accept everything. Well, I don't care. It's just words. And some others will say, nah, I speak the way I speak and leave me alone. And some other people, they want to follow everybody and force them to speak the way they want everybody to speak. And I don't have the answer. I can only speak for me. I can only try to respect everybody, and I know the things that I don't say anymore, if they are, and I know the things that I continue to say because I don't care. It's me. It's my, and as long as I'm not hurting nobody, hopefully, I'm gonna keep being me and not trying to be bullied into not being myself, because that's how people end up exploding on the wrong day. And listen, lots of love, lots of positive thought to first of all, congratulations to Chris Rock, the way he handled the whole situation. He didn't add oil to the fire. Listen, lots of love to him. Lots of love. Listen, I'm more a fan of Will Smith than of Chris Rock. I think I'm more a Dave Chappelle than a Chris Rock fan. But I mean, he's a legend as well. Whether you like his humor or not. So lots of love for him. Lots of love for Will Smith. Listen, I just wish you that, as you said, you are a work in progress. We all are. For all our lives, as long as we breathe, we are works in progress. I really hope that this situation gives you answers, that it helps you reach the next level where you are trying to go in your life. I really see that you have been suffering in front of our eyes and trying to pretend. And I understand how the internet can be a horrible place, like bullying people to oblivion. See what I mean? Like, the internet sometimes can, and people, they just believe that because they have an opinion, they can aggressively force their opinions in the throat of other people, or they can mock you and mock you and mock you. A lot of those people, they kind of think that celebrities are not people. the kind of they tweet, and they believe that those tweets go nowhere, like they just go on the internet, but there's somebody on the other end receiving. Maybe they don't see it, sometimes they see it, but imagine if every time you went on Instagram there was somebody mocking you. So you can't go on Instagram anymore, because even if you don't go from your account, there's gonna be something. And imagine it's been 3 years and people are still, you do interviews, people are still talking to you about the entanglement, people, but like, and at a point you want some privacy and people tell you, you don't deserve privacy. You're famous, fuck you. And listen, all of them are going crazy. All of them have mental health issue out there in Hollywood. There's a reason. It's because it's fucking impossible. And I don't know what the solution is, but I know what my solution is for myself. And I'm not on that level. I'm a million times under that level. But if I can, just today and yesterday, I just went to buy some quick groceries, and I was about to go dressed like a hobo. I was about to dress like, and as soon as I arrived to the cash register, the girl tells me, "Oh, you Kaysha?" I'm like, "Yep, yes." I said, "Oh my God, can I do a photo? Can I have an autograph?" I was like, "What?" Like, usually in my neighborhood, I mean, I know everybody in my neighborhood, all the people that work in the different stores, they know me as well. Nobody really cares, like I'm in one of those neighborhoods where you don't have your fans or whatever, but that was strange. But then I was like, oh, thank God I had my glasses. Thank God I was dressed a little bit well, because I know this is going to the internet. I imagine if I went dressed like, I don't care, I'm just down the street. And it happened to me yesterday as well. And I was like, wait a minute, I thought I was not famous anymore. I thought my career, damn. So it is not a question of complaining. It's just sometimes you're going to be like, whatever you are, you can meet somebody that will take a picture with you and put it in the internet. So in a way, you have to always be careful about how you look in a certain way, unless you don't care but I'm a narcissistic, I care. But it puts you sometimes in those situations where you have to always be ready in a certain way. And listen, you could have not slept for 48 hours and be looking like, but listen, if you don't have some glasses or some things just to have a semblance of looking nice, there you go. Now you're on the internet looking crazy. And yeah, who cares? No, because maybe you're going to be tagged on that photo, and by curiosity, you're going to look at the comments, and there's going to be like 4, 5, 6, 7 offensive comments, and you're going to be pissed now. It's going to ruin your day, because it can't ruin your day. It just depends. We are all human. All of you has been saying we are all human. You see what I mean? So yeah, listen. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. It's time to finish that show. Listen, the chat was crazy. So listen, I didn't ignore what everybody said. I was just, I was seeing everything, but yeah, I know that the chat has its own conversation. It's cool. I hope you enjoyed your conversations out there in the chat as well. Let me just go through the chat a little bit and look at a little bit of messages. Not to make fun, but Will and Jada need therapy. They probably go on. I don't know. for the slap, it was classy, not brutal. That's one my opinion. It was classy giving that slap. I would say a classy slap is more like, listen, if he came with a, like back in the days, you would have those, you remove your gloves, like he arrived, he remove his gloves and he doesn't. But back in the days, like one of you had to die for that. You had to go and duel, right? But I mean, I think he was a little, I was a little heavy-handed, but yeah, I mean, it was a slap. It was not a punch. So I mean, like, let's not make it what it's not. I believe it's because of it's the Oscars. I believe because it's what it represents to a lot of people, what it doesn't to others. Like, everybody will put what they want in it. And I mean, it's I'm not shocked personally that people have a misunderstanding and they fight. That I believe that it always should be last resort. But like, listen, somebody can just lose it. It happens. August made a whole song about the entanglement where he makes money from it and Will did nothing. That song is more humiliating than the joke. Yeah, that guy disappeared, actually. I wonder where is he? Yeah, nobody heard about him anymore after that. So he tried to milk it. Yeah, I mean, that was a little. I mean, I understand he was hurt. He felt used. She came. I mean, I think they helped him or whatever. I don't know the story, but yeah, I was kind of at that moment. I remember I was like, this guy is like, I understand he's young, but bro, come on, like, you should have not said nothing, actually. I mean, keep it classy. If those people, they have their life, they have the way they want to live, but they want to portray a certain image, and you get in, you should get in and get out. But that's the problem. People, when it's time to get out, they're pissed off. What you gonna do? I still think they should not have discussed the entanglement situation on air. I mean, I think this is her show. It's a show that is based on the few episodes that I've seen. It's a show based on like psychology and letting things out, and if it's a platform when she can express how she feel, because she said she's been a mess for her whole life. That's her words. She's like, I mean, that's not her words, but she's been and she became toxic for herself and for her husband. Like, and if it's a way where she can express stuff, listen, when I come here on my show, this is a way where I can express stuff. I can express stuff that I cannot say on an interview, because when I go on an interview, people ask me stupid questions on interviews. I can come here and have detailed things, talk for 2 hours about one certain things that I could not do if I was on somebody else's platform, because yeah, you have 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, they try to ask you 5 questions. Of the 5 questions, 4 are idiot questions that you answered 1,000 times. So Kaysha, you start making music at 8 years old when your mom offered you a synthesizer. How did he feel to do? So, that's your platform. If you need to express whatever you need to express on your platform, it's up to you. The problem is what the internet will do with it. That's, yeah, nowadays you just have to be ready for it, and sometimes you're not, because listen, a lot happened to me. I told you a lot of times that sometimes I say something like not thinking of nothing about it, and everybody goes crazy, and I just tell the truth, but sometimes people don't want to hear it, and everybody go crazy. I believe once you put your business out there, then it's out to be criticized. It's fair game. I mean, somebody said, I think it was a Urban Sweet Spot, I believe. I'm not sure. She said, there's so much that somebody can take. I'm not sure it was you, so sorry if I'm misquoting you. But yeah, nobody is I mean, everybody has their limits, like all of us. Like some it's higher than others, and yeah, listen, what you gonna do? That type of relationship is taxing both physically and mentally. Yeah, listen, trust me, I'm not going back in that type of relationship ever. Like, yo. No, it's real. No, it is. It is real. Of course it is. Maybe she's a narcissist. I don't know. I had women that had a hard time being with me because of the fact that I was a celebrity and because of the fact that I had so many other women just sending messages, photos, and at shows yelling, etc. And I had others they didn't care, and I had others they were trying to exist in there, and they didn't know how to exist in there. So I don't know how she feels as an actress as well, and somebody who she was in The Matrix, she was in so many different movies. But then your husband is Will Smith, and he's like 100 times what you ever did. So even if you made your money, maybe you have like $2, $3, $4 million, he has $300 million. So I don't know as a couple how you feel. I remember 25 years ago, I go to the house of a friend who's a singer, very famous, and his girlfriend was a singer as well. And she was an amazing singer, but he was super successful and she was not yet. And to me, I was like, oh, when these two work together and he takes her up there, oh my God, this is gonna be the power couple. And you know, the way they were singing together, like the symbiosis of both, like she would start a singing phrase, she would finish it. Like I was like, oh, I want to be with a singer, me too. Oh my God, I want to how to find me a rapper woman, so I can, oh my God, like this is perfect. But yo, she did everything to fuck everything he did. She was just evil. And I was like, I don't understand. And one day I talked to her. I was like, why are you doing this? And she was like, nah, you know, everything should be about me. And da. And he's this, he's that. What about me? And I was like, I don't want to be with a singer anymore. Damn. Yo. It depends, yo. Some people are artist couples. If everybody's successful, it works. But sometimes, yeah, I don't know. Listen, I come from a famous family, and I have a little bit of fame myself, and I live in there my whole life, so I don't know what it is to not be. That's what I mean. But I don't care if one day I'm not famous anymore. I never did music for that. But I know how to navigate, enjoy it, like understand, like when somebody wants a photo, I always try to be available unless I'm with my kids. I have a few rules, but I always try to be available for people, and I'm a people's person. My wife, once she went from having, I think I had 30,000 followers, she had 3,000 when I met her. And now I have 153,000 followers. She has 200K on Instagram. And when she became a famous influencer, and then people were wanting to do photos with her because she's antisocial, she didn't like it. She was like, I don't want this. I was like, yeah, but I mean, you're doing your photos, it's part of the job. And she's like, no, I don't want this. So it depends. So some people will know how to navigate, some others won't. And it also depends what is your upbringing and what goes on in your life. Like I know a lot of people that I know a lot of artist couples, singers most of the time, but actors as well. One exploded and the other didn't. And some, it didn't matter. The other one became the other's manager or helped or continued doing their career, and it was not about success. But I know more couples that, yeah, it exploded the couple because there started to be resentment on one side or the other. So it really depends from what artist, from one person to another. There's personality. There's so many variables, I believe, right? Damn, the chat was crazy today. They have an open marriage. I can take a Will Smith on the week. You. Wow. I think from his book or an interview, I don't remember, or maybe that was her. She comes from a family of I don't know if you would say swingers, but she comes from a family of people where I think most of her aunts or whatever, it's something that she in her family was never a conventional relationship. So for her, this is the norm. I mean, you got what I mean. So I don't know if he was open to the idea, but yeah, listen, sometimes people will make you think, and if you love somebody enough, you will accept some stuff. Listen, I've seen friends, myself, sometimes when you have somebody who's your kryptonite, yeah, you will accept things and yeah, listen, if on top of that you're famous, like this is just a ticking bomb that will explode one day or another. Because both of them had countless relationships, because they separated, went back together, it was really a chaotic relationship. But I think because he cared more about the polished image that he wanted to show, he always made sure that he did his thing right. And her as well, I guess. And then patatrac. I actually went through something very similar with my baby mama. I left her because she was making me feel like Will. Yeah, that happened to me too. She knew how to love, but didn't know how to feel love. Me, I remember one day telling somebody, yeah, this is not love. No, I love you. I said, no, this is words. Like, you don't know what is love. Like, people use words like as if they know what words mean. That's the problem that's always been the problem of people. Like, everybody will use words like loosely. That's one hell of a toxic ass relationship. Will is in love. He's in love jail. Listen, I had a very interesting conversation with Trisha earlier on the phone, and we were talking about people who stay in relationship where where they are in hell. And it's a 50-50. Some of us are bound by our upbringing, what we believe is right or wrong, and we have a hard time leaving the box of what we believe is right or wrong. Like for some of us, if you get married, it's for life. For some of us who and a lot of us who were born in Africa, that's how we think, because that's what we know from our parents. We've seen our parents go through thick and thin, through kids on the side, this, that, but they never, for them, whatever happened, the structure of the family was their responsibilities. And then you arrive in France and people are divorcing. What is this? Yeah, they don't love each other anymore. So yeah, they left and the kids go back and forth. You're like, what? So it's a kind of a shock of culture. And then you go in the US, people get married after 24 hours. You can get married in a chapel somewhere in Las Vegas, and you're like, what? What are they doing? So every culture have their different things. And at the same time, Trisha was telling me that some women, like they are with violent men, and their mom says, hang on, because their moms they're trapped in those values. So it's not a question of it's good, it's bad, but depending on your point of view and how you're going to see it, some people will see it as some people will see it as, it's the values, our moms were strong women, they would stay, whatever the man would do. And some others will be like, they should have left a long time ago. And I mean, listen, every situation, it depends. So I believe he's a good man. He's a good man, and he has values of what he believes a family is, and he will do everything to protect that. But his daughter says, what you see in your head is not us. we are crazy. So that's where at a point it becomes a contradiction between what you believe that you are protecting that doesn't exist. So maybe, listen. Kaysha, j'espère que tu vas lire tous mes commentaires. Chat, je donne le meilleur. Listen, I'm looking at the poll. So 50 votes. 31% said yes, protect Jada at all costs. 61% said nah, I lost control. And 8% said I could not care less. Yo. I've been through that also, and you made me see I'm not the only one. Yeah, a lot of us. Listen. Psychoanalyst. I mean, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking out loud with you guys. Oh, you're still here, Ned? Jada was not 100% honest at the Red Table Talk with Will Smith. You think so? I did not send any meme myself. I felt bad for Will. I think I sent some. I'm guilty. And the WhatsApp groups, you receive stuff, you send them. Yeah, I'm not sure. Julie, how are you? Julie number 2. I think it's like you can't be a regular person in front of fans. Yeah, it really depends. This is exactly why I keep my private life private. The problem is this: in the US, you live in the US, Trisha. There's a protection for a paparazzi that would follow you until the gate of your house, and everywhere you go, they're following you, they're in front of you, they're asking you questions, and nobody cares of the mental health of the other person because you're a celebrity, so you have to, it's part of the job. This is what Will Smith said. It's like you have to accept the abuse because it's part of the job. And as long as somebody is not in the public eye, you can keep your privacy private. But listen, if I type the name of my father, I'm gonna see stuff that I like because most people respect him, but I'm gonna see crazy stuff because a lot of people don't like politicians. And it's gonna affect me one way or another because it's my dad. See what I mean? And if you tap my name, you only will see positives. Let's Google Kaysha. Let me Google my name, see if everything is cool in heaven. So Kaysha, the artist, YouTube, Spotify, music, One Love, something going on, Wikipedia, okay, cool. In my Instagram, my SoundCloud. What happened when artists get old? What's this? Oh, it's an interview I did. Okay, cool. Congo singer Kaysha, the album is dead on BBC. Okay. I say a lot of things. Me and my wife in love studio. What is this? Oh, that's my wedding. Ooh, nice. List of songs and album by Kaysha. Kaysha on Tidal. Download Kaysha's music. Genius. Nya 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 nya. The wedding of Kaysha and Olaj. Ooh, nice. Okay, what else? Oh, Rita in family at Kaysha's wedding, I guess. No? Is it this? I don't know. Kaysha vivo com banda, Kai Sodré. What is this? When is this? Okay, that was a show. Okay, first page of Google is fine. No gossip about me. I'm safe. No gossip. I mean, I don't have really nothing to hide. I mean, mostly I try to not participate in crazy stuff because as I told you, I was born in a family that is famous, so I always try to respect my parents' name in every action. So being famous, being this, I try to not do crazy things, and so I didn't. Will has been living in a soap opera ever since he got married. Don't say this. By the way, it's not funny to make jokes about illness and death. Yeah, I can agree to that. I think American comedy, I believe, is one of their thing. They want to be able to make fun of everything. So, and I don't think this illness is deadly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I think it's just loss of hair, but it might be more. But hopefully because that's really what I hope for them. It's just a change of and I think you have to take steroids to try to make them grow back. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna talk about things that I don't know. There were some people in the room he would not have said that to. Yeah, possible. A lot of people are saying that. Yep. Allegedly, Chris was told not to make a joke about Jada at all. But this man always had made negative comments about black women. There's more to it. That joke was whack anyway. Yeah, that was a whack joke. That's true. Found it. Okay. I quoted the right person. Everyone has boundaries. Dream Team are 50-50 right to defend, but wrong for embarrassing Chris like that. Yeah, it's complicated. Black comedy has no boundaries. Alright. I hate to say this, but as a person, if you are dating, engaged, or married, you need to know if your partners is worth doing dumb shit for. Not condoning dumb shit, but some people aren't worth it. But CMJ, it all depends, because it might be not worth it for you or me, and it might be worth it for him or somebody else. So my question here, as a business person and as somebody who achieved things, when I won those 2 awards, which are Africa's most important awards, would have fucked that moment for something. And what is that something? Who knows? Maybe. It depends who, like, you see what I mean? I don't know. But I'm happy that I didn't have to, and I'm happy that even if I was at that point where somebody said something, if I was not a cocotte minute about to explode, maybe I would have taken the joke and be like, yeah, whatever, and maybe we'll talk about it later. We'll handle it. We'll handle it after, right? But if now you're already with somebody who's never happy about you, never happy about what you do, who's always like, yeah, you protect me. If Pac was alive, he would have protected me. Like, and then you go crazy. Like, I'm not saying this is what happened, but if you are with somebody that you never could satisfy, then it's a problem brewing. And sadly, consciously or not, she made his night about her. And that's the sad part, because just one night, like, but listen, it's just a night, it's just the Oscars, like, but if you're an actor, maybe it is. Like, you know, black people, they love to complain about the Oscars, but they don't go to the BET Awards. So the Americans are living contradictions, but the Oscars are the Oscars. See what I mean? Like, you have some prizes, the MTV Awards, the Oscars, the Grammys, like, for better or worse, for whatever reason, because we don't respect our own. We want that the legacy one. The Oscars for now is still the Oscars. It still means something. And in terms of business, don't forget it. Once you are a nominee, once you are a Academy Award winner, this is something that you put in your name. This is something that comes with for your management. This is something that changed your price. Maybe you were paid $1 million, now you get paid $5 million. Nominee over that, maybe you get paid $20 million. So it changes a lot of your businesses. It changes a lot of the things that you can do afterwards. Like, I'm talking business with you guys. So it is important to be, and That's the thing. Me, I'm an MTV Award nominee. It opened doors for me when I got nominated in 2005 of the MTV Europe Awards. Even if I didn't win, but I'm a nominee. So it created something, opened a lot of doors for me, etc., endorsements, whatever. If I won, like I remember that day, the winner of the African category was Two-Face Ibidia. His career exploded after that. He was one of the first Nigerians with Peter and P Square. He was one of the first to explode from that scene before the whole Nigerian flood. So you have to also think about all that when it's your business. And if somebody who is as conscientious, who's been working on it, who's been on that day, just misses the mark, it means that there's a lot going on in his life. So, yeah. Kaysha plays some Roomba Ozouk in the background, slow pace. People want to come and do the music programming here. Oh, I decided to play house today. Maybe next week I'll play some Zouk for you. Or maybe not. I think Jada has embarrassed Will too many times, and for him to have done what he did, she and particularly her in my eyes isn't worth it. The disrespect of black women publicly is not an opinion, it's a fact. Yep, I agree. G.I. Jane chose to shave her head. Jada is adjusting. Do I say Jada right? I want to say Jada, I'm French. Jada is adjusting to that. That's true. That's true. And G.I. Jane in the black community in the US is not a compliment. I heard there was it was something that at that time was something that you said for lesbians and to masculinize. Yeah, that's what you said. True. There is a time and place for everything. That was neither the time nor the place. You know what I did yesterday? I was trying to understand, when do you say either and when do you say neither? Because I kind of forget that grammar rule. So I was just searching that on YouTube and on the grammar websites, and I kind of never had the right answer. So I was like, because sometimes I forget if when you say, I don't want to go, me neither, or I don't want to go, me either, if you don't want to go too. Do you say me either because you agree that you don't want to go too, or do you say me neither? And that website didn't give me a clear answer. It was like, oh, you can say both. I was like, what? That's not what I learned at school. But all right. Sometimes acting in the moment is not the best choice. Indeed. Trust me, it's a sabotage. Ooh. I also feel people are living in glass houses in regards to the situation. What took them so long to give him an Oscar anyway? We'll need our support, like you said. That's what we should focus on. Yep. Yeah, listen, I'm going to keep supporting Will because this is Will Smith. I don't care if he made a mistake. I believe it's a mistake, but I'm going to continue to support him. And I sent him a private. Listen, everybody should send him a private message, just like I did. I sent him a private message yesterday. I said, hey, listen, whatever you're going through, hang on. Like, we love you. I mean, yeah, much love to you. Something I don't remember what I said, but and yeah, when he put the apology, I applauded. I was like, yeah. And because I have my opinion, but at the same time, I've been in situations where because of love, I made mistakes. So not that kind of mistake, but mistakes on my thing. Seriously. Some comedians think that they can just say anything and get away with it. Is that healthy behaviors? No one ever questioned them. That's the thing about comedy in the US, I guess. Yeah, people are debating if what is the limit, and some people say that comedy is the last place where you can still use your, what is freedom of speech? It's the First Amendment, your First Amendment. So I'm gonna play your voice notes. No, I'm joking. As dead flies give perfume a bad smell, so a little folly outweighs wisdom and honor. That's deep. Damn, that chat is long. Chris Rock tambourine special was nice in my opinion. I don't know. I didn't. The last special that I like was Dave Chappelle. Yeah, Dave Chappelle one, and I think I'm watching some. I forgot her name, so I'm not gonna butcher her name, but she's an Asian woman. That's what I started watching. I have to watch a little bit of what else they have in the comedy. There's a woman that I discovered, a black woman, but I forgot her name. She was hilarious. She was making jokes with Bill Cosby jokes. She was hilarious. I have to find her. I have to see if she has like a special or something. I also saw the Akash Singh. That was nice. That was fun. But it's on YouTube. Akash Singh is not on Netflix. Welcome, Adelaide. That's a great conclusion. We are all human, indeed. Yeah, and we have to be forgiving. But it's interesting how people are not forgiving. People are not forgiving. A lot of groups, a lot of people, whatever mistake you do, they just want to cancel you. And the same groups, they will want people to have a little bit of, give you some slack, like when it's whoever that is part of a group that they like. And I really believe that either you have no patience for nobody and you accept that nobody is human, or either you accept that everybody is human, even the people that you completely disagree with or that are not part, like some people, you see what I mean? Oh, listen, don't start me with that. Polanski, convicted rapist who run away from the US after sleeping with kids. Nobody took his awards away. So when some people say they should remove the Oscar to Will Smith, I'm like, yo, you're reaching. Like, I understand you want to set an example, something, but listen, a fine, so I don't know, slapping the wrist too, but no. With all the crazy people who are receiving awards, nope, like, listen, nah. And I was talking to a friend of mine. He was like, nah, they should remove his award. Yeah, give him a lesson. I was like, yo, what's wrong? Like, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, everybody has been talking about it. At least it's in the open. I think you're talking about their relationship. Yeah, I mean, people out there judging her and they're not even real with themselves. Yeah, that's the internet for you. A lot of people judging people that they don't know and acting as if their ass is clean. That's the internet for you. That's people for you. Like, oh, trust me, I've been through it. That's crazy. But yeah. Alrighty. Oh my God, this chat is never over. Listen. The thing is this, I'm not the purveyor of the answers. I'm just giving you a point of view of deeper. I like to delve deeper into how we got there. That was my conversation, and the rest you will find it online in all the magazines you read. They will tell you whatever you want to read or not read. So yeah. Listen, some people had shows where they were doing worse. So listen, starting with Hugh Hefner and all these people. But yeah, listen, what is Julie saying? Julie, every time you say something, YouTube is trying to hide it. I don't know what word you used. Kaysha, t'as sauté mon commentaire sur le Bangala d'Auguste Alsina. C'était très constructif pour comprendre pourquoi Shada trouve. Oh my God. Now I get it. Now I get it why YouTube censored you. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you had fun and it was great to have a conversation with you guys about that subject. I really hope that the internet will forget about it as quick as possible, because that's the internet. Kanye is about to say something. Don't worry. Kanye or Megan Thee Stallion or somebody will say something, and the whole internet will shift. Or maybe Russia will say, okay, we leave Ukraine, we just keep that part. Something that will make the whole internet forget about the situation, because that's the world today. Things go fast. Like, that's what I tell people. I had a friend, without wanting, I mean, I don't know, actually a married friend, and on Snapchat, I think he wanted to send a video of his penis to one girl, and I think trying to send it to the girl, maybe it was new on Snapchat, but he sent it to his story. And by the time people call him to say, maybe his wife called him, I don't know. By the time people call him, it was too late. He was already on Snapchat. He was already on WhatsApp. One group, two group, 1,000 group, 25,000 groups. He was in China. 1 minute. That's what it takes. And I called him and I told him, bro, turn off your phone for 1 week. Ciao. And yeah, people talked about it for a week. Crazy. And after a week, he turned on his phone again, and yeah, everybody moved on. So in a week, nobody will talk about it. This is This is the way. Oh, Nadia, I think, I mean, maybe you know who I'm talking about because that was in Portugal. That was hey, I'm not gonna go details. Hey, anyway, listen. So listen, I hope you enjoyed this conversation that we had together. If you did, cool. If you didn't, cool. And if you did, give me some rainbows in the chat. And why are they still there? Why you didn't remove them? Oh my God. Just send me a message with some stars so I can remember to unsend them to you. Well, I can send you more. I received a lot. I can send you more if you want. I have a whole collection of this aggression on my eyes. Like, anyway. Okay, you know. Do you remember what he said when he sent the video? Oh my God. All right, let me play you. What can I play you today? Let me play you a song from my album. Come on. I'm gonna play you, since we're talking about loving people more than loving yourself, I'm gonna play you a song called Lose Yourself in Me from my newest album. As always, this show is brought to you by Shada, the gods of good fortune. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks to all the sponsors. And I will see you Sunday. Don't forget that Friday, I have a brand new music video coming out on Body Sadva's channel. We have a new single called Kilulu coming out. It's going to be dope. I hope you enjoy it. Listen, watch the video. Damn, we were fat in Senegal. Like, these people were making us eat before every shoot. So we have huge bellies. That was horrible. Anyway, there's a vlog about the video shoot on my channel. I would love for you to go check that vlog. That's a video I just uploaded. I would love for you to go leave a comment and just say hi, etc. And I'm going to leave you with this song, Lose Yourself in Me. And I will see you Sunday. And yeah, we'll talk about something lighter. All right. See you when I see you on Sunday. Bless Shada gang. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching and everybody who was there. There was a lot of people. That was cool. Peace.
You can lose yourself. You can lose yourself in me. Free your mind. Body and mind, surrender it all to me. You don't have to feel no one, 'cause I surrender mine, knowing I'll find myself in you, and where we'll be complete. Lose yourself in me, you're always on my mind. Lose yourself in me. Forever, another piece of a nostril dip. Did you lose your way? You can feel the waves surrounding you. Electric, real like yourself is gonna be. 'Cause I surrender mine, knowing I found myself in you, and we will be complete. Lose yourself in me. On the You can lose yourself in me.